We did 1 out of 20 pressure and the results were well, I was going to say, they weren't underwhelming. They were overwhelming? No, wasn't really overwhelmed. I was whelmed. I was very much whelmed. We'll say that. This intro's underwhelming. We're already all over the place. 20 out of 20 pressure. 1 out of 20 did well. 20 out of 20, probably going to do even better. Is it or is it not? Well, we're going to find out, aren't we? See how important pressure is as a hidden attribute. I'm ill. Don't know if you can tell by my voice. They're all over the place. Go. And of course, we're back with Barnet, ladies and gentlemen. 90 current ability, 200 potential ability, regens mid-journeyed out of their minds, the transfer to Saudi Arabia in 2045 for £25 million. The club has a transfer ban, and every single player's got 20 for pressure. And we saw them do very well in the growth last time. We saw them do very well on their come-up through the leagues, and we saw them do very well in terms of their trophy haul. Although Dean Brennan lost his job in what can only be described as a very harsh sacking, but he lost his job all the same. Well, in terms of this season, the opening season of this experiment, I believe in the 1 out of 20 pressure. If you've not seen that one, spoilers all over the shop. In that video, I think they got promoted via the playoffs, did they not? And I think the media prediction was they were going to finish second, whereas this time they're going to finish top, apparently. Will they? Well, let's go to 2024 and find out, shall we? Okay, already more success. So pressure has had an effect, in my opinion. 94 points to 86 points for Gateshead, so that's an 8-point difference for old Barnet. 71 goals for. Shall we have a look at the award winners? No award given for the Northwest Player of the Season in the National League. The Player of the Season was Liam Mandeville for Chesterfield. The top goal scorer was Dipo Akinyemi for York City, who I believe went up as champions last time. Charlie Kendall and Arabim Pepple. What a name that is. Arabim Pepple. Love that. Old Pepster. Dr. Pepple's brother. I'm ill. Leave me alone. But no one in the top goal scoring charts, despite the fact that Barnet did have the best goal scoring record in the league. They obviously shared it around a little bit. In terms of the senior squad then, well, everyone's got over 100. I don't think everyone did get over 100 last time. I think we did have someone in the 90s, just the one. There was a couple in the under 18s who have not really done anything and not progressed, unfortunately. But all these players over 100, and nearly everyone in the 1-teens, and 2 of them actually getting to 120. Can't remember exactly where we got to last time with the 1 out of 20 pressure, but it was a very similar sort of season, but this has been more successful. Well, they got promoted to the Premier League consecutive seasons. I believe it was playoffs in the final season in the Championship, but they got promoted all the same. So we're expecting continuous movement up to the Premier League, and considering they're now in League 2 with players that are 120 and high 1-teens, the Media Dream 11's having a field day, right? 91-1 are the odds. I'm not going to say on or off or whatever. Yeah, so they've got Nick Powell is in the Media Dream 11. Stockport's Nick Powell, 114. Everyone else is in the Media Dream 11 except, goalkeeper, Harry Lewis. Not Harry from the Sidemen. I mean, it's not him, is it? Rotershaw. What's his name? What's his surname? Is it Lewis? Or am I tripping? No, it is as well. It is. Yeah. Fair play. Well, that's a little bit of an aside, man. Yeah, all right. I'm ill. Leave me alone. The bad jokes are going to be coming out even worse than usual. Deal with it. So the media think they're going to go up as champions, and I can't look past them as league winners either, to be perfectly honest. I don't know about you, but I'm expecting them to go up. So let's just move straight to 25. And as I'm doing that, you guys can quickly subscribe. And just like that, Barnet are in League 1, and you guys are now subscribed to Jayhuahua's YouTube channel. So there we go. 3 points they won the league by, ahead of Stockport on 92 points, who were then Wrexham down in third on 80 points. So they were considerably far and away. Only 66 goals though for Barnet, 75 for Stockport, 67 for Salford. They were by no means the most prolific team going forward, and that showed as no one was in the media top goal scorer chart. 317 was third. Not one player managed to get there. Player of the season was Barnet Winger 1, though, on a 7.30. 10 goals, 5 assists in 37 appearances. Well, Barnet are in League 1, and their team, well, they are moving through their gears brilliantly. Look at that. 130s for a handful of players. Nearly Everybody else is in the 120s, a couple at 115, and then Barnet centre-back 2, unfortunately, at 95. I bet he has played 5 games, actually. Played 5 games in League 2. 3 games in cup competitions. Very much a backup to the first team. I mean, I don't know why Barnet goalkeeper 1 is... He's within under 19s and he's in the reserves. Like, they need a reserve goalkeeper in the first team squad. Play him a couple of times. He's at 134. So, League 1. Lincoln, the champions. Tom FM will be happy. Not that he'll watch this, but, you know, if he does. If you're watching this, Tom, let me know in the comments. 91-1, again, Barnet, champions. This time, Barnet goalkeeper 2 is in the Media Dream 11, but Jack Watmouth, he's unhappy about being relegated. He's at 121. Surely we've got centre-backs better than 121, haven't we? Of course, wingers, meh. Centre forward, well, Morgan Whittaker of Plymouth Argyle at 120. Surely we're better than that. 131 for Barnet centre forward. There we go. Okay. Centre forward 1, 131. Centre forward 2, 122. Then 115 for centre forward 3. But the centre mid places should be taken up by our players. They absolutely should. So, yeah. Dean Brennan's still in charge, of course. And as we've said, the media predicting that Barnet will go up as champions. And let's just move straight on to the championship. Sorry, 2026. Very presumptuous that we're going to go to the championship. But we are, aren't we? Champions again for Barnet, and it's 13 points they've won the league by. 97 points to Reading's 84, who went up with them. Oxford United managed to get promoted in the playoffs. And Barnet centre forward 1 got the top goal scorer with 20 goals. Not running away with it, to be honest. I expected more. Player of the season was Barnet winger 3 on a 7.27. It was winger 1 who won player of the season in League 2. So I was wondering if it was the same player 2 years in a row. It was not. It was not. In terms of points tallies, I don't know if they've done better in terms of points tallies as we've moved through the years. But look at that. Barnet goalkeeper 2 is at 150 as we're entering the championship. That's insane. Quite a few in the low 140s. Quite a few in the 130s and the 120s as well. So all very good for the championship. And speaking of the championship, we were not favourites to go up. I think we were favourites to be promoted in second place last time, behind West Ham. I think a few more players have got themselves into the Media Dream 11 than last time, and we are favourites to go up at 1 to 3. So will we? Well, I think so. They did last time via the playoffs. I'd be disappointed if they didn't manage it. I would be disappointed if they didn't manage it, especially because I think the players are slightly better. Or did we have quite a few in the 140s last time? That's a good point. Did we? Well, people who've watched it will remember or might not remember. Let me know in the comments down below. Let's go to 2027 then and see if we got to the Premiership at the first time of asking. Well, they did not go up as champions. It was Wolves who walked the league. 107 points. Middlesbrough on 89. Bournemouth on 87. Barnet on 85. Barnet going up in the playoffs though, so it was another playoff win. I think last time we finished 6th. This time it was 4th. West Brom they beat West Brom 2-0 in the semi-final and then beat Norwich 2-0 in the final. The top goal scorer was Fabio Silva with 21, but Barnet winger 3 got 19 from the wing. Surely he's going to be player of the year. No, Isaiah Jones, who got 9 goals and 11 assists. Barnet winger 3 did get young player of the year though, a 7.36. Oh, he did get worse than Isaiah Jones, to be fair. So I'll allow that. I will allow it. I've just seen Angelo, been at Blackburn on loan, and he's not done great at Chelsea. He's been out of the first team. He's not played at all for them. In over 2 years, he's not played for Chelsea. Just rotting. He's 22 years old, and he's rubbish. It's heartbreaking to see because he was so good on previous FMs. He was one of the heroes of the Sunderland save that I think we sold for big money as well. He had it all. He came in when we were relegation favourites. It was horrible to see. But we've gone up as playoff winners and we're now in the Premier League. And Man City have been on a tear, just winning every single time. Pep is still in charge. Klopp's at Liverpool. Unrealistic. I did these simulate. I wonder if they're going to put something in. There's just been a data update patch at the time of recording. But I'd already simulated this. I've already simulated quite a few things, so it might not come into effect. But I wonder if they make Klopp leave at the end of the season, because he is doing. Mikel Arteta's still at Arsenal, so all the big hitters are still there. Thomas Tuchel's gone to United because Erik ten Hag was inevitably sacked. Unai Emery's at Newcastle. There's quite a lot. But there's only one manager that we're all really interested in finding out where he is, and it's Ralph. He's only the manager of bloody Hull, and he's been there since 2026. He was at Wolves for 2 years. Got sacked as manager of Wolves, probably for being relegated. Oh, with relegation looming large. God, he's all... Do you know what? Ralph, he always sticks with a similar kit. Very often he goes to teams like Brentford, Sheffield United. He was at Southampton in real life, although you wouldn't know it here. Here, Wolves and then Hull. Very orangey. Look forward to seeing Ralph in charge of the Netherlands or Cambridge very soon. Or Barnet. Barnet have got an orange kit. Oh, it couldn't happen, could it? It couldn't happen. The season preview states Barnet are 50-1 on to win the league. The odds for Barnet to win are 50-1. I mean, you're not expecting them to win at this juncture. 11th, though. Very much clear of relegation. They're not going to be relegated. And there you go. Players, a lot of them over 150. Barnet goalkeeper too, stuck at 150. Wonder why that is. Loads of players hitting 155. Is that a cap from the Championship? Not too sure. I'm sure with one season in the Premier League, a lot of these will go into the 160s and maybe even be sneaking up to the high 160s, early 170s. They are only 21 years old or just coming out of that early peak and early boom. They'll be 22 at the end of the season. So we're going to go through 1 year just to see if they do get avoid relegation, which I think they will. I think they'll be mid-table. 15th, not ideal. Wolves relegated again, along with Middlesbrough and Sheffield United, but Barnet have stayed up in 15th. Dean Brennan's kept his job. Dean Brennan has kept his job. The season preview now, the media think they're going to finish third. No one is in the Media Dream 11 at the moment. Well, there we go. 3 players have gone north of 170, or 2 have gone north of 170. One has hit 170. We've started to get capped for England as well, ladies and gentlemen. Gareth Southgate is in charge, and if we look at three players so far in the starting 11. Barnet goalkeeper 2 is on the bench. Centre forward 1 is also on the bench. Winger 1, centre mid 3, centre back 5. Yeah, so the squad is littered with Barnet players. And yeah, they've only just joined and they just started playing in recent times, but they're about to potentially go and win the Euros. Don't think they've been playing in the World Cup where they finished 4th, where Italy eventually won the World Cup. Germany beat Belgium in the Euros previously as well, so there you go. Man City won the league yet again. Yeah, we're just going to have a quick look over the Barnet squad. As I say, a lot of talent here, loads in the 160s as well. Quite a few, as well as in the 170s. We've got quite a few in the 160s, quite a few in the 150s, only one in the 140s, and then quite a few in the 130s. But the first choice players are all 150, 60, 70. I think they'll continue to improve in that same sort of trajectory. They are 22, they'll be 24 when we come back, because we're going to go to 2030 2-year jump, because we're not going to get relegated now, not until much later in the experiment, if we do at all. But in 2 years time, I think we'll have some players over 180, maybe even sneaking into 190s. Well, Arsenal have won the Premier League in 28-29. Mikel Arteta won the league. Pep's still in charge of City. Barnet still in the Premier League. So we were here and they were 15th, as we saw. And then when Arsenal won the league, Barnet climbed up to 14th. And the season after that, they were up in 10th. Hull, Ralph left to go and become the manager of Al Ittihad and get 20 grand a week. Come back, Ralph. Come to Barnet. But Dean Brennan is still in charge of Barnet. And that does shock me. We've not progressed past the 170s. We had 3 players in the 170s last time. And now we've got quite a lot of players in the 170s, but they've not kicked on into the 180s / early 190s that I predicted. And why is that? We've got 20 for pressure. The only difference between this time and last time was the fact we've got 20 for pressure. I think this team's worse. Don't you? For those of you who watched that video, don't you think this is worse? Gareth's still in charge of England. Lost in the final 3-0 to Germany of the Euros. And now in the World Cup round of 16 against Denmark. But yeah, I'm very surprised. Very surprised at that. Why they've not improved a little bit more. Well, it is what it is. So at this point now, we are going to start doing those bigger jumps. It's going to be 2035, 5 years in the future. And if you remember last time, in this 5 years, we had four Premier League wins. I don't think that's going to happen this time. We'll see. So yeah, 10th in the 29-30 season, unfortunately. And the following season... Well, getting Europa League football, which means they won the FA Cup, because they weren't in any sort of European competition. So they must have won the FA Cup there. 11th they finished. Then they got Champions League football, finishing 5th. Fair play to them. So they already can't win 4 league titles by the time that they had with one pressure. So they're already behind to the one pressure squad. Although they have just won the league there by a point ahead of Arsenal and Chelsea. What a tight title race that was. What happened on the final day? 2032-33. The final day, Barnet won, Arsenal won, and Chelsea drew. Chelsea were in the driver's seat, and it was a late goal. They were 2-0 up, and it was Shaquille Van Persie playing for Manchester United. Drink that one in. And Alejandro Garnacho equalising with 15 minutes to go, which meant Chelsea missed out on the league title. The following season, it was another win for Barnet. Chelsea, 81 points yet again, but this time Barnet with 94. Arsenal nowhere to be seen, all the way down here in 6th. And again, Barnet winning. Chelsea 5 points better off than they were the previous 2 seasons, with 86. West Ham in 3rd. Arsenal getting Champions League football from 8th. Europa League football in 9th. 7th is Conference League football. Man City looking down at teams that have got better European football than them. Unlucky. Unlucky City. 95 points for Barnet. So that's 3 league titles in a row. Surely, well, Dean Brennan's loving life. And there we go. So the players did kick on. We've got 5 players at 200. Quite a few in the 190s. 1 in the 180s. And yeah, a few in the 170s. So they have kicked on. They've done what they needed to do. They were 29 years old. Antonio Conte's in charge of England. Rudy Garcia was there for a little bit. Beat Denmark 4-3. Shaquille Van Persie with a brace. Lost in the quarterfinal to Italy. Following tournament, lost in the final to Germany again. That's 3 in a row. Germany won 3 in a row. 3 in a bloody row. Jurgen Klopp is now in charge of Germany. Is that going to happen in real life? Almost certainly. Florian Wirtz has already gone to Al Ittihad after leaving PSG. 3 European championships in a row for Germany. Can you believe it? In 2034, quarterfinal defeat to Spain. So internationally, it's been very poor. Very poor. In terms of the season preview, Barnet are 6-4 favourites to win the league. The odds are 6-4. They are favourites to win the league. There are loads of players in the Media Dream 11, as you would expect. They are winners of the Carabao Cup for the last 2 years. They actually lost to Wolves in the final 3 years ago, the Battle of the Oranges. So they won. So they lost 2-1 to Wolves there in 2033. In 2034, they beat Everton 5-0. A hat-trick for centre-forward 1. And then they beat Wolves again in the semi-final. And they beat Chelsea on penalties. Lovely stuff. A couple of FA Cups as well in the last 5 years, beating Tottenham and Liverpool. So that's 2 Carabao Cups, 2 FA Cups. Have we even been in the Conference League? I don't think we have been in the Conference League, so I don't know if we're going to have a win. And we haven't. Well, I don't remember seeing us qualify for it. So I was qualified for the Europa League via that FA Cup win, and we went and won the Europa League in 2031-32, beating Roma in the final. And have we got a Champions League to our name? We do. The following season. So 31-32, Europa League, 32-33, Champions League, beating United in the final, but not getting to the final for the last 2 years. Disappointing. So how many trophies did we win last time? It was 9 Premier Leagues and 4 Champions Leagues, I think, with 1 pressure. I would say you are expecting them to do better with 20 pressure, but it's will these players manage to hold on to their ability? Because they did get relegated in the final season as well. The 2044-45 season, they were relegated. We're not jumping 10 years though at this juncture. We're going to jump another 5 to 2040 and see how they're getting on. Last year in 34-35, where they got their 3rd league title in a row, and then it was the 4th in a row. 85 points only, but 3 points clear of Liverpool in 2nd. And again, that 5 in a row, beating Chelsea by 3 points. And only a point this time in the 37-38 season, but again, it was another Barnet win. Look at this scattered European qualification. West Ham must be livid. Tottenham must have won a Carabao Cup. Southampton must have won the FA Cup or Conference League. United have won either the Champions League or the Europa League. God knows. And another win. 2 points this time. Chelsea 2nd with 90 points. You've got to say they must feel slightly aggrieved. Southampton are in the Champions League. They've just won the bloody Europa League. Southampton have 92 points. And can we make it 5 in 5? Oh, we actually can't. 10 points off the pace. Considerably off the pace, actually, and we're starting to drop away. A few in the 190s, a few in the 180s, and then the 170s, 160s. It's starting to move backwards now, as you can see at 34 years old. And it's 7 Premier League trophies. A 2nd Champions League has been won in 2038. Let's have a quick look at that. Who did they beat? They beat Barcelona. They've lost to Chelsea twice in the final, unfortunately. 2 more FA Cups, where they've beaten Liverpool and Everton, respectively. That was that Southampton FA Cup win. No more Carabao Cups, unfortunately, for them. But yeah, there you go. So we're on the decline, and we're still 2 Premier Leagues and 2 Champions Leagues short of equaling last time's success. Like, if we don't equal last time's success, what the hell is pressure even all about as a hidden attribute? Because it's really not made a difference. Even if they draw level, like, I'd expect them to be better. Pressure being at 20 should be so much better, opinion. But there you go. Maybe you could argue they've won Europa League. But let's go to 2045 then and see if they can even match the 1 pressure squad. I will say as well, Dean Brennan not being sacked might have had an impact on it. But yeah, 3rd last time. And can we get our Premier League trophy back? It's going to have to happen in the first couple of years. If it doesn't happen in the first 2, it's not going to happen. 3rd again. 8 points off the pace. And 5th. Still getting Champions League football, but it's just not happening, is it? It's not happening. Oh, 9th. Oh, 16th. And then this is what happened last time. And then we got relegated. Can we survive? Oh, by the skin of our teeth. By 1 win. By 1 win. Bristol City have got Champions League football. They've just won the Europa League. Bristol City have won the Europa League. Fair play to them. No more Champions Leagues for Barnet. So considerably worse. We're considerably worse in terms of our... Look at him. Gary Cahill, under-18s manager. He's got some bloody good attributes as old Gary Cahill. Give him the job. Give him the job full time. coach manager. Yeah, give him the job. Coming in interim. Yeah, Dean Brennan got sacked, and they've had a few different managers who've not lasted more than a year, but of course it's never going to because they're falling away so hard and fast. Still held on reasonably well into the 150s and 140s, but that's not good enough to stay in the Premier League. They've got £915 million and a lot of money coming in, so they'll have about £1.5 billion. In terms of England, Xabi Alonso is in charge. No international trophies at all. 2 World Cups for Italy, 2 for Spain, 1 for Belgium. And European Championship. Well, Germany won 4 in a row, and Portugal and Italy have won most recently. Yeah, Germany beat England in the final twice. So 3 times runner-up in... twice runner-up in this experiment, England. Romania gets the final there. Unusual. Don't see that every day. Season preview thinks Barnet are going to finish 15th, but that is still with these players, and they're all about to leave. I think they're probably going to go down. But because they're still in the Premier League, they might be able to attract a higher calibre of player, which will potentially do them well with their initial rebuild. Dare I say, we have simulated forward to about 2067. But before we go there, we're going to do the checks of like the team of the year, team of the season, and stuff. But I'm very disappointed. I'm very disappointed that they've not managed to win anything. They've not won as much as their other compatriots. Barnet Winger 1 with a Ballon d'Or, Football of the Year. Barnet Winger 1 and Barnet Winger 4, Player of the Year, Winger 4 and Winger 1. Yeah, so again, I think Cam got in there, and I think we had a few more winners, so they've not done as well in terms of that. The World Team of the Year, all seasons. Winger 4 and Winger 1, centre mid 3, left back 2, centre back 3. There are quite a few players who actually got into the World Team of the Year all seasons, which seems a bit of a disparity because they've not done anywhere near as well. Only 7 Premier League titles to 9 and 2 less Champions Leagues. So are you surprised at that? Because I am. I can't believe it. 4 FA Cups, 2 Carabao Cups. I can't remember exactly what they got in Carabao Cups and FA Cups last time, but much of a muchness. As you can see, Barnet Winger 4 has become a legend. Quite a few in the icons and loads in the favoured personnel. They're all about to leave, so we're going to simulate through to 20 whatever. I think I've gone to about 2061, 62, left it running, and then we're just going to see how they got on after all these chaps left. Okay, so Barnet are in the Premier League, and they finished 12th. So let's have a look at Barnet then. In terms of domestic leagues, well, they have actually only just come back up. They finished 20th in the 59-60 season. Then they won the championship, finishing first, and then they came 12th. So not sure exactly what happened here because they were mid-table for a few seasons. A couple of 15th and 16th places along the way. And to be fair, they finished 16th on 32 points. They got relegated in 20th on 30 points. So they're only 2 points better off there. They did go down to the championship. They finished 20th with 15 points the season they lost everyone. And then they came back up in first. So what did they do? And they've been in the Premier League ever since, really, apart from that one time they went down. Let's go back to the 2044-45 season. 45-46, sorry. £306 million in. Of course, you can't click on all these players now because they've either gone or retired or whatever, but they did well. Didn't they? They did well. And they got relegated. Then they went to the championship. Sold loads of players. Then got a few more players in. Went big. And then they came back up and they did pretty well indeed. And speaking of doing pretty well, they've actually won a Europa Conference League. That's the only trophy they have won since all the players left. And they won that in 51-52. They were in the Dean Brennan Arena. They were in the Dougie Friedman Arena that they built in 2030. Now in 2060, so 30 years later, they have built the Dean Brennan Arena. 56,000-seater stadium in terms of... I mean, they sacked Dean Brennan as well. That's how bad it was. Unceremoniously sacked. Gary Cahill's long gone. This guy's been here for just over 2 years, and he has won a league. He won the championship, of course. Nicholas Seevold got sacked because he probably got relegated. That's probably what happened, wasn't it? In terms of the past winners of the old Premier League, well, Liverpool have been on an absolute tear in recent times. They've won quite a few Champions Leagues as well. As of PSG, 6. Tottenham have got a couple. Yeah, Liverpool are on 17. Curtis Jones is in charge of England. Look at that. Francesco Farioli has won the European International League, so they've not won any Euros or World Cups. And people say England are OP. The World Cup's been won by Colombia. I mean, they couldn't run up twice. Spain won the last 3 Euros as well. England run up again. So yeah, that's what it is. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Barnet have managed to remain in the Premier League, or they did just come back up, but they've won a trophy. They did all right. They're in the Dean Brennan Arena. They had decent success. There you go. 7 Premier Leagues, 2 Champions Leagues, and the players did do well, but not as well as the team with 1 pressure. which baffles me. Like, I'd say this was a success. They did well. I can't believe how well they did with 1 pressure. It just doesn't make sense how they did so well. I would have expected this kind of performance with the 20 pressure and maybe 1 Champions League and 2 Premier Leagues or something. That would have been probably a fair assessment to say, well, pressure has made a big difference there. But I'd argue having lower pressure has helped in this scenario. So make of that what you will. Let me know in the comments what you think to all that, because that's mental, right? So yeah, let me know what you thought. And yeah, thanks very much for watching. Subscribe, like the video, all that good stuff. And yeah, take good care of yourselves, gang. And I'll see you soon.